Hey everybody, it's July 30th, 2011. I'm Joshua Gaiman, and I just wanted to get to the bottom of what's going on right now with the economy and politics. A bunch of big things going on right now. Gold hit an all-time high of $1,627. That's $1,627 an ounce on Friday. That's an all-time high, and one of the biggest things right now that's driving the price of that gold upwards is that the central banks are actually buying gold right now. And I think that's rather interesting. Incidentally, that the issuer of our paper money is actually buying gold right now, even though the Federal Reserve Chairman and the guy with the most power over the biggest central bank, which operates to the United States, Ben Bernanke, has said that gold's not money, which he addressed to Congress in front of Ron Paul last week. So if you look at the actions of what's going on, you're always going to see what's really happening, regardless of what anyone says. And silver is doing the same thing. It's been hovering around $40. It's $39.90 right now per ounce of silver. Along with other commodities, silver's rising. It had a lot of steam, got up to $50, cut back, and it's now making its descent back upwards. I'm holding tight to my prediction, my bold prediction of $200 an ounce by October 2012. I think with all the stuff going on with the elections, everything the Federal Reserve's doing, we got QE3, which Bernanke also said in front of Congress that he basically came out and said they're working on the steps of implementing QE3 right now, since QE2 just ended at the end of June. The default is possible. The U.S. debt is so big that we can't pay it, and it's possible that we might default on the debt in the near future. So that's driving up gold and silver. And regardless of if we do default or not, that's going to have the same impact on precious metals. I mean, they're going to keep surging. And really, when you print your own money, Ron Paul says that when you're printing your own money, when you just overprint your own currency, that is defaulting on the debt, and it's just another route that you can take when you hit that point. Also, the credit rating of the U.S., likely downgrade on that. We've already seen the effect of that start to happen, and now we're seeing huge things. All the major, S&P, Moody's, these major credit ratings internationally are saying that they're probably going to have to downgrade the U.S. debt. So that downgrade would actually be as catastrophic as a default on the debt in and of itself, and what that would do to the money flowing out of the stock market and flowing into gold and silver. So we're seeing trends here based on what's happening in the world and the global economy and how that's relating to commodities, and then we're going to see that relate to our quality of life individually and what we buy for a loaf of bread and what we can do with, and how much time we have and all of those things. Regardless also of what happens, I call it like it is, and the what's going on in Washington right now is a bunch of BS. And it's either way, the debt ceiling is going to get raised, and they're going to cut some of the spending. But either way, the bottom line is we have a big debt. We can't pay that debt back, and making that debt bigger isn't going to allow us to be able to pay that debt back. So regardless of how you feel about the politics of it, whatever you think is going to happen, to insure against the dollar, which is what you work hard for and hold your money as, because it is a commodity, would probably point you in the direction of buying some gold or silver. And I recommend that you do that. And so as the dollar keeps sinking, based on what's going on, we're going to see gold and silver prices continue to go up, and it's not about what I want to be money or what I think should be money, right? And I would think most people out there would agree, and we all might have our views of what we think is money or should be money. It's about what's probably going to be money. And so the reason I talk so much about gold and silver is if you look back throughout the history of the world and the civilizations, and you see what they've done to their currency and the impact that it's had on the civilizations and the people, and where the value has transferred to, right? Because there's always going to be people that make their money no matter what the economy is doing. And a lot of times, some of the wealthiest people make their fortunes, and throughout history have made their fortunes during huge, depressions with economies. And the reason why is assets are cheap. So someone that has financial intelligence and can acquire assets that actually put money into their pocket and value back into their pocket are going to thrive. Value never goes away. It doesn't go, we create more and do more. And, if you look at technology, right, we go through these expansions in the economy and then recessions, depressions, all of these things that have happened for hundreds of years. But technology continues to increase throughout the decades and centuries because we're creating more and more value as we evolve. And the value doesn't go away, it just transfers, right? So when it went out of real estate, it went into something else, right? And when it goes out of the stock market, it goes into something else. Well, you have to look at what it's going out of right now and what that would make it more than likely go into in the future. And right now we're already seeing it go into that. What I'm referring to is that money is going, it already went out of real estate, okay? Now it's actually starting to flow back into real estate, but it really went out of real estate big time when that bubble burst. And the dollar has been a big center of attraction for value for decades, and it's really losing that strong now. It's lost it's lost over 95% of its purchasing power since it became a currency. But I'm talking just in the last 5, 10 years, 30 years, and then go back 70 years, and you'll really see a huge trend of the dollar going to zero. And so that's going to have a big impact on what we do, and that's as the dollar goes to zero and you look at the price, the correlation to gold, you'll see the exact inverse graph. And so that's why I get into that, because it's insurance. And the definition for insure is to guarantee against loss or harm. So how are you going to insure your money, what you use to live, to get through life? Because that's the world uses money, and there's no barter system yet. So that's what's going on right now. With real estate, prices are low, sales are high. Like I said, money's cheap. Okay, the interest rates are still at historic lows, so you can acquire cash flowing assets that put money in your pocket with real estate. It's a great way to do it right now because the tax savings are so great still, and you can leverage with financing. You are going to need some capital. But you can leverage massively, and the tax savings are insane. It's a great time to acquire cash flowing real estate assets right now. That's what we're doing in Arizona. Give me a call if you want to do any investing. 623-252-3234. I run Equity Sunrise down here in Phoenix, and we can make some money. So hope everyone's doing great out there, and we'll talk to you soon.